It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Go ahead. Bob Margolis with Yahoo Sports. This one's for Tony. Tony, I know it wasn't a lack of the guy behind the wheel that couldn't get past Jimmy Johnson. Was it the car? Was it the tires? And also, were you concerned that there might just be a small little mistake by one of you and both of you take each other out?
Don't instigate them. Just let it go. Can we just, for 1 week, just leave it as we just run second and we had a good hard-fought battle and we just fell short? I mean, that's just the moral of the story. I mean, shoot, we could sit here for hours and try to dissect exactly why we didn't win the race, but, you know, yeah, we still had a good run.
Got another question upstairs, I'm told. Go ahead.
Jay Pennell, HardcoreRaceFans.com. Both Tony and Jeff, how important is it, or how do you refocus now heading into the chase without a win? Is that a disadvantage, or how do you put yourself in position to go at that now with only 10 races to go?
Man, you're making me want to answer this question like Tony. You're rubbing off on me, man. Yes, we're at a disadvantage. We've not gotten the amount of bonus points that those other guys have. They're ahead of us in points, and we're behind. So we are at a disadvantage. But we're optimistic. You know, anything can happen. And if we went into it thinking that we're already going to lose, then we definitely will lose. So, you know, we got to go into it. I think the one thing that I take out of this is I've had the big leads and seen that go away in the chase and wish that it hadn't. And now I'm on the flip side of it where those guys had the big lead and that got washed away, and now we at least have a shot. And so we're going to try to take advantage of these next 10 races and see where we end up. I know I'd like to be higher up than 10th.
Other questions upstairs? We'll come downstairs for a couple more. Got a question right here. Actually, one here and then there. Go ahead.
Sean Finner, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Denny, can you talk about the balance of your needing to solidify your chase position versus the desire of you wanting to win here?
You know, with the troubles that the 6 had, it really didn't matter. You know, I could go out there and race as hard as I wanted to. At times, you know, when I think we pitted and a lot of guys stayed out and we got, you know, back in the pack a little bit, yeah, I was a little more cautious. But, you know, I knew the chances of the 6 getting in the top 10 before the end of the race were relatively slim. So if I did fall out of the race, I think I still was going to be okay. So, yeah, I mean, I raced just as hard. We just didn't have the car there at the end.
Another question, Al. You have one?
Mine was the same as yours.
Yours was the same? Okay. Any other questions? Newton, you got another one? Go ahead.
Jeff, you mentioned bump stops Friday about how they're just driving you nuts. Can the three of you address that? I mean, the team that gets that part of the car figured out and the balance on that, is that going to have a big advantage in the chase?
Well, I've already addressed it, so I'll let these two address it.
I agree with what Jeff said.
Denny?
I love not being as popular. I'll answer it. I don't know. I think it is a balance. I mean, guys, I think are ultimately looking for the softest springs that they can get in the front without being too harsh on the bump stops. And the guy that gets that figured out is pretty good. We've been back and forth having big springs to soft springs in the front, and really haven't made that big of advances to make our cars much better than what they were at the beginning of the year. So it's, you know, but we have a good variety of the racetracks at the end to where, you know, we don't have too many intermediates where if someone gets that all figured out that they're going to just, you know, go out there and dominate the chase. I think, you know, we got the Talladega where everyone's going to be even anyway. So in the short tracks, it looks like there's a good mix. You know, you're ultimately going to have the same guys running for the championship anyway. The guys that run strong week in, week out, the 18, the 48, and whatnot, 99. But, you know, there's plenty of opportunity for the rest of us guys to make up ground.
Hal, you got a question?
Question for you. This is your third consecutive third place after you kind of threw yourself and the whole team under the bus at Michigan. Was there any kind of a meeting after that race and y'all kind of got together and said, we're better than this, or three consecutive third places just what you should have had anyways?
Well, I mean, we definitely it was bad for 2 days, and then it was good from there on out. I mean, we knew I think we all knew that we needed to be smarter with our decisions on making sure we don't go with any experimental parts. From there on out, we might try it later on in the chase because ultimately we want to. Those are the things that are going to make a championship team. We need to get better, and so we need to find some things that'll make our car faster. But I'd like going in the chase with the finishes that we had because I feel like it's good momentum, and we obviously have a good short track package, and going into Loudon. I mean, there's no reason why we can't, move up in points right from the get-go.
Any more questions? Guys, congratulations, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.